Welcome to another episode of ETF360. I'm your host, Saleem Khan. I'm joined today by Kaitlin Hendrix, Asset Allocation Research Director and Vice President at Dimensional. Katie's here to discuss their new Unified Management Account platform. Thanks for joining us, Kaitlin.
Thanks.
So, Kaitlin, to start off, why is Dimensional launching a new Unified Management Account platform, and what sort of advisors can benefit from it?
So Dimensional launched our SMA platform about 2.5 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over $2.5 billion and 900 accounts. When we think of SMAs, that's the opportunity to have that direct equity sleeve. We've seen a lot of demand for advisors to, on top of that customization, incorporate ETFs into the allocation as well and have ETF-only accounts too. So you can have managed models in this UMA structure. So by coming out with the UMA, with the Unified Managed Account, we're allowing advisors more flexibility in how they're building these allocations and then allowing them to outsource the day-to-day management to Dimensional.
That's great. Now, stepping back for a second, what are the differences between direct investing, SMAs, UMAs, and what are the benefits for the end investor?
So I think that's a great question. Let's just align on all the acronyms. When we think of SMAs, we're thinking again of that direct equity sleeve. In the industry, this is often characterized as direct indexing. We think of UMA as putting multiple vehicles in the same account. So the Unified Managed Account as being the SMA sleeve plus the ETFs. So why are UMAs beneficial? Well, there's a couple different reasons. One, it allows you flexibility in your asset allocation. So now with our direct equity sleeves, you can complement that with, for example, a fixed income ETF. Also, it allows advisors to outsource investment management to a professional like Dimensional. And so we can deliver multifaceted tax management. We think better outcomes for investors by bringing all of these pieces together.
That's great. Now, most importantly for our audience here, how do advisors scale operations with personalized ETF asset allocation models within the platform?
So we often think of SMAs as being the area where you can customize. You can apply ESG restrictions, you can have your customized tax management, and then we think of model management on the other side as the way that advisors can scale their practice. Well, UMAs bring those things together because advisors can design their own asset allocation, design a model for a group of investors, and then outsource that asset allocation, all that rebalancing to Dimensional.
Got it. Now, one of the big benefits here is efficient tax management. How does Dimensional approach this compared to some of the other competitors you have?
I think Dimensional is really unique in this space because if we think of that SMA as a direct equity strategy within the UMA, well, we have tax management in the SMA. We know that's one of the number one reason investors choose that type of vehicle. But we also have tax management at the overlay at the Unified Managed Account level. And what I think is unique is that it's the same manager working within the SMA sleeve and at the overlay level. I haven't seen asset managers that provide the SMA also do the overlay. And so this allows efficiencies. For example, you could harvest losses within the SMA sleeve and use those losses to offset gains at the overlay sleeve. So it truly is unified in that sense of the UMA by bringing those pieces and letting them talk to each other.
So, Kaitlin, are only Dimensional ETFs included in the platform, or are other ETFs on the platform as well?
So we're allowing non-dimensional ETFs as well, over 1,500 non-dimensional ETFs. So really, it's most things out there that you would think about investing in with some screens for liquidity and things like that. We really want to leave it up to the advisor to determine the allocation that's best for their investor.
Final question, where can advisors learn more about the platform?
So we do have a webcast coming up, and on our website, you can learn a lot more about it.
Great. Thank you for that. And thanks to Kaitlin from Dimensional for joining us to talk about their new Unified Management Account platform. And thank you for joining us for this episode of ETF 360.